Hey guys, it's been a while since I've made a video. Humvee is pretty close to being done with where I started from. And now I have expanded what I'm going to be doing with it. But anyways, so today's a video on this ATN infrared light. So I got the that whole 4K digital scope, and then it has the, I think I just have, because I think they have two laser rangefinders. I think a 1000 and a 1500. I have the 1000. And well, anyway, so this light came with it. Well, not that one there, but this one here. So this is their smaller one. And they have some problems with these. The other one, the original one, I barely used it for a little bit. And then because I didn't get a rifle, everything just sat around for a couple years. And then as I've spent a lot of time out at the river, which I think I might have made a video or two about that. I forget. Life has been crazy the last, since the middle of May. But anyways, so I went to go use the scope just so I could like see things of the river at night while I was out there. And this thing didn't work. Like I hadn't used it in probably, I don't know, 2.5 years or whatever, 2 years. It's just been sitting around. I used it originally when I first got it. But anyways, so then got a hold of them, I just looking at my receipt from Amazon, and it was like 2 years later. And you know what? I'll tell you, they might have problems with these things, but the company itself, I just had a screenshot of the receipt from Amazon and a couple other things. And like, they just took care of it like right away and sent out a new one and paid the shipping and everything. And then that was this one. Well, I went to test it out. Everything was working good. And then I thought, oh, you know what? I'll take the batteries, because I had bought new batteries and everything, but it wasn't the batteries. So then I go and I take off the back, and I'm like, well, let me just try the back on the old one to see if it works. And so I took the batteries out, took the back off, took the batteries out, put it on the old unit. Yeah, no, it didn't work. So something had just burned out inside, electronics or something, whatever. And so then I go to put the batteries back in. Well, no, actually, so this is probably the original one from a couple of years ago, because I think the other one might be on the 4K still, the scope. So I go to put it back on, and like it was kind of dark in here, and I was just kind of holding it like right here, and as you can see, that's like a dark blue or whatever, black. It's even black. Might be black. Yeah, I guess it's black. And so I was putting the batteries in there and then putting the back on, and then it just kind of just happened to see this little boop, this little flash. And I was like, oh, well, you're not going to see a flash with an infrared, so maybe I was just thinking, that was just the scope, like turning off or something, and like timed out, turn off or whatever. Anyways, so, but I think, oh, that's right. And I looked at the scope, and it was like still on. And I was like, oh, well, what the hell flash was that? So then I go back outside, and I go to test it, and then the brand new light, that was the light burning out. I would have never noticed it except for the lights were kind of mostly off in here, because I had been using it here before I went outside. And because it was facing in this plastic black seat. And yeah, that's the only reason why I even know it burned out. Like I was just putting everything away, and then it would have been the same thing as last time, where I didn't even know it was burned out. I used it for a little bit. It was cool. And then who knows, a few months later, or whenever I go to use it next, it would have just been burned out and I would have never known it. So it would have been history repeating itself. So I got a hold of them again, and man, I'll tell you, so what they did was they upgraded to the 850 Pro. And So, like, it's a sizable difference. And so where this one has the, you turn it right here, and I think this has your levels as well. So when you turn it on, and then you're like low, medium, and high. Whereas this unit is just a push on, push off, and then you turn this dial right here, low, medium, and high. So I guess it has like 4 levels. Oh, so anyways, obviously it's already out of the box, and this little guy's in here. This just had the hardware. And then, and then this is the hardware here. And you can adjust for the windage and all that with this, which is, all right, that's kind of cool, I guess. Because like this one here had a mount that it kind of swiveled in. And it was like stiff, but it's not like I ever really used it to know how well it stayed in place. Whereas this one's like a solid mount. But as you can see here, see how there's 2 Allen screws over there? Oh, why is there only one here? Yeah, they don't really line up very well. And that one there doesn't even line up at all. It's in here really tight, and it's just a light, so it'll be fine. All this stuff here is all robust. So just having one screw over there, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it's just like, come on, guys. Who the, is it like 10-year-olds making this stuff? Or parts of it? But anyways, so the on-off there, which I don't think, so it has like these, but yeah, see those right there, those little divots, those got to be just to put a thing in there to remove this, like this comes out and tightens right there most likely. Like, I don't think these things have like a visual representation. Like there's like no little light that's visible, because at least with this one here, you boop all the way to the one side and it's off. But then, so you can see when it's on or not. But this here, yeah, that's just a push button. So how do you know when it's on? So then you got to go and make sure that you're in, like where it's dark, and then have your scope on, because otherwise you're not going to know if it's on. I mean, so what are you just going to go and take the battery out? Which, I mean, that's probably not a bad idea, but that's kind of lame that it has a push button, but then no visual light, or at least I really don't think it does. It didn't say anything on the instructions. So like right there, it'll have the elevation and windage. And that's all the parts. See, brightness control ring, tail standing ring. Okay, well, yeah, on off, but I really don't think there's any kind of visual LED, just like a little teeny tiny one. I don't think that exists. So anyways, this is the Pro. So the other one was actually pretty bright, but it's not like I ever tried to see if it would go out 1,000 yards or anything. But the one big improvement with this, or at least I think it's a big improvement, they got this giant battery right here. So the other one had these 2, I think they were a CR123A. Yeah, CR123A. And they were, you had 2 of them in there. But, like 2,600 milliamps, that's definitely a bigger battery than the others, because I think the rechargeables for the others were like the strongest ones I could find. I think they were like Tyson or Tyrone. Yeah, I think they were called Tyrone, and they were on Amazon, and they seemed to be about the best, the 123As. And so I got a Oh, actually, I think this is them right here. Yep, Tyrone's. I looked at a bunch of these things, and these really seem to be the best. Yeah, I knew it was around 800 or 850. Yeah, so 850 milliamps, and but then there's, I think it's 2 of these that go in there. Here, let me pause this and see. Okay, so yeah, it is. It's 2 of these that go in there, but they're in series, so that's going to actually, that would be 7.4 volts. So, whatever the voltage, but as long as you design it all right and everything, it's all good. But yeah, those are a 3.7 as well, but it's just one giant one. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, that. I don't know, they just seemed bigger. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can tell that is bigger around. I mean, it's not a lot, but the diameter is definitely bigger on the big one. Tyrone, you're supposed to be the biggest. Anyways, so there's the battery that goes in it. It's a 2600, so obviously that's definitely a lot more runtime than these guys that are 850. It'll be 850 times 2. But that's a brighter light, so it's going to use more power. I don't know what the runtime on something like this is. That'll have to be another day. But anyways, so yeah, that ring there, that's, I think, what was it, 3, yeah, here it is. Well, 5, 30, 70, 100 with the output. But I could have sworn there was only 3 clicks. Let's see here, so that's low. That's second, third, fourth, yeah. Yep, so 3 clicks from the start, so 5, 30, 70, 100. Maybe tomorrow night I'll go and actually go and test it and whatnot. But yeah, there we go. That's the Pro, the IR850 Pro.